Hello everyone. In this video, we'll walk through the particular scenario where we would need to process bill payments under multiple entity bank accounts for particular vendors. And so this is specifically regarding our electronic bank payments feature or bundle in NetSuite. And so it's on the vendor side, so this is dealing with our EFTs. So I have a test vendor here in our demo account. And if you head to the Bank Payment Details tab of the vendor record, this is where you can set up their bank details here. So you'll see I have two set up for Crown Equipment Corp, and we are allowed to have only one primary type bank account for each vendor. And so I have one primary and then one secondary, for example. And so if we were to process our our bill payments, right? We would typically head to payments, payment processing, and then bill payment processing. And I have that open on a different tab here. And it looks something like this. So if we were to create a bill for this vendor, right, it will by default use the primary type bank account. And so all of the bills will be listed here. And when we process this, it will be processing through their primary bank account. Now, for the vendors that have multiple entity bank details, it will, and we would need to use a secondary type for certain scenarios, right? In that case, when we are creating the bill, I have an example bill here for that Crown Equipment Corporation vendor. We would need to make sure to head down to the EFT tab of the bill and specify that we are not wanting to use the primary bank detail for this particular vendor. So I have assigned that secondary entity bank detail here for this particular bill. So once we do that, you will notice, actually so the reference number for this bill was 197. You'll notice in the standard EFT bill payments page, it will actually not show up on the list of bills here. So for these particular bills, where again, we are trying to process their bill payments for through a non-primary entity detail or bank detail, we would actually need to navigate to payments and what's called global payments, and it will have its own bill payment processing page. So open that up here. It should look pretty much exactly the same as our standard EFT bill payments page. And so we'll select our bank account. And our accounts payable account as well. Now, if we scroll down, you'll see that that reference number bill with 197 is showing up on this particular page instead. And that is because, again, we specified that we are wanting to process it through that secondary account. If we had left this blank, then the system will just automatically process using the primary account and it will show up here. We don't necessarily need to assign the primary account on that particular field. We can, it doesn't hurt to, but it's when it is a non-right primary account that it will actually, you'll be able to access it on the global bill payments page instead. Right, so that's the process of if we were to have multiple entity bank details, that is the process to make sure we are finding the bills to process for that secondary account. Thanks for listening.